Well, y'all, this is a bad time for Chan to be hurt, fam. Cause right now, Bron is like Denzel on training day. He putting cases on all you. Hey, he ran up on Stephen A. now.
Bron kept them receipts, didn't he?
He gonna run up on you like that.
Bro,
and you can't run.
Yeah, maybe make sure I'm healthy when he run up on me, but I'm on Stephen A's side. You're a grown man. You're a professional athlete. You can be evaluated as a professional athlete, and I've said it, and I'll re-say it. Bronny James is not an NBA player. He's on that team because of his father.
Yeah, no, I think it's two parts to it, right? You know, you got, let's say it's you have business, you have a personal side, right? And a lot of times you don't want to ever really mix business and personal stuff, right? So the two side of it is Stephen A. has a job to do, right? He has to be honest. That's what he gets paid to do. In the same sentence, when you're a professional athlete, you have a job to do. Whether you do it on the highest level, you got to do it well, or maybe you don't do it as well as other guys in the arena. And criticism comes with it, both ways. Stephen A. gets critiqued on the job that he does, right? Some people are going to call him a coon if he doesn't agree with what's going on in the culture and the environment. But he has a message to deliver, and if he's not delivering it appropriately or the right way or in an unbiased way, he's not going to get the payday that he just got. Like, he does his job damn well. And I think he's fair in a lot of instances, and with that is going to come fire, right? LeBron brought the fire. But the truth of the matter is, as a father, you know, like a lion, you always talking about the lion. You got to protect your cubs, and that's what he did in that sense. Maybe he's been waiting for that moment, and he got the moment. Very unprofessional on Bron's behalf. We don't really see Bron act that way, but again, he is from Akron. It sent him somewhere, and whatever happened in the course of getting him all heated inside to get to this point, you know, he just couldn't take it anymore. So, but as a dad, I get it. But Bronny's not off limits, man. He's not off limits.
That's what I'm saying, off limits. And I thought about this with Arch Manning at Texas. What Peyton and Eli's nephew and all, you know what their daddy did, you know what his granddaddy did. Now he is a face of football. He's about to be the face of one of the biggest organizations in football. Why can you not critique them? Nobody attacked Myles Garrett's kid. I don't even know if he has children. They're babies. Now, how can you look at this professional athlete, which Bronny is? I see him sitting on the bench where he should be. Sorry, Bron. Where he should be, and Stephen A. is saying exactly what everybody thinks. That's the thing I hate, and that's why I think, honestly, like, that's my media career, saying, like, oh, Crowder gonna say what people ain't thinking about. I've heard, and the one thing I love about Ryan, he knows this, is that you gonna say what you feel, and then if that human being walks up on you, you're gonna justify it in a very articulate, fact-filled way.
Yeah.
And Stephen A. can do that with Bronny, and that's what I'm saying. Man, I have no problem with Bronny. Bronny want to come down to Miami, head to Tootsie's. We will ride and have a good time. But Bronny, you should not be in the NBA. He's not made like that. You're not your father. LeBron and Luka right now got LA rolling. They got whooped. They got whooped the other night. Yeah, but they're not that way. And it's funny, the lion thing. LeBron needs to protect his kids. There's a kid. And then there's a professional athlete that's making millions of dollars a year that should not be making that. And that's my point. I have no personal problem with Bronny James, but his dad got him on a league and in a team that he should not be playing for, and I'm on Stephen A's side 100%.
You guys are correct, man. One, I would never compare myself to LeBron James and what he's accomplished, the stress and the critique that's come along with being who he is, right? That's a different level of scrutiny and expectations that he's had as opposed to other athletes. And I do understand the father part though, right? Because I got 3 babies. Like, I'll kill for mine. More importantly, I'll die for them. And so I understand wanting to protect them. And Stephen A. said that wasn't LeBron James, the athlete. That was LeBron James, the father. But what I say there is you got to separate that, right? One of Pop's famous lines on Friday was, "No, baby, let him be a man." Mm-hmm. Bron got to let Bronny be a man. The first thing Jordan told me when he saw that, because we were together, he said, Pop, I'd lose my shit. He said, if I did that, if someone was talking about him and I did what LeBron James did, he would lose it. He said, you got to let me be a man. And I've done that with Jordan in high school. I've done that with Jordan in college. And I'm not saying that he's where LeBron is, but LeBron did what he needed to do. But what about Bronny James? Think about what LeBron is saying, right? And I agree with this. Bronny James, for a 55th overall pick, for a guy who's played well in the G League and been on the bench and got, some minutes in the NBA, he is more negatively critiqued and analyzed than any player who would be picked in that position that does the job the way that he does it. But he's also praised more. He's also been drafted in a place that his resume probably didn't say he should have been drafted in. He's also benefited in NIL when he only averaged 4 points a game. He has marketing and commercials and publicity and followings and get paid away from the court more than Mac McClung, who then led the G League in scoring and won the dunk contest 3 times because you're LeBron James's son. So what does it do to that narrative now? Right? How does LeBron running up on Stephen A help the narrative? It doesn't. Because the narrative was he's there because of you. He was drafted in the place he wasn't supposed to be because of you. Now all of a sudden we can't talk about him either. Now imagine if LeVar Ball runs up on Stephen A. Imagine if T. Morant runs up on Stephen A. How classless we would say they are. How immature we would say they are. LeBron James is a father doing the same thing for a professional basketball player. And I get it. I 100% get it, man. Sometimes somebody does something and it's on site. Stephen A. say, why you didn't call me? Mav got my number, right? He say, Rich got my number. Because LeBron James saw him and LeBron James wanted to make that point. He wanted to show the world. He wanted to show Stephen A. And he probably wanted to show Bronny, bro, I got you. And I'll do it publicly so everybody sees it. The problem is this. You ain't run up on Skip all them years he was talking about you. You ain't run up on everybody else all that time he was talking about you. And if you're going to run up on everybody that says Bronny James didn't deserve to be drafted where he was drafted at, you're going to have to do a whole lot of damn fighting. LeBron James, more than any athlete I've ever seen, has shown a poise and composure when people are talking about him negatively like I've never seen. He's truly been an example to every athlete in the world who's harshly critiqued, to his son. But now what you've told your son is, even though I wasn't above reproach, even though no athlete that's ever played the game was above criticism, you are. And I showed you that by checking somebody because I felt like they talked about you. And that's, to me, where you got to separate father and you got to separate teammate. Because now, if I'm Bronny James, I know my dad loves me, right? But I hope, because LeBron James is a great dad, that he asks Bronny, are you okay with this? Because this is going to reflect on you more than it's going to reflect on me.
If he run up on me, you better pack his lunch.
Yeah, you can't quantify love, man.